Welcome back. You're still watching New Day. Many thanks to Nanaba and the kind doctor for talking to us about spinal injuries. But now it's time for our lifestyle segment, and today we are discussing watches, wrist watches. Traditionally, watches were meant to just tell time, the time of the day, hour, minute, second. But now we've got wristwatches of different shapes, sizes, colors. We've got leather straps, we've got gold, silver, diamond encrusted. And now even some watches can give you directions and, tell the temperature. But before we get into the discussion, let's look at this short video.
Or attached on a chain and carried in a pocket. Wristwatches are the most common type of watch used today. Watches evolved in the 17th century from spring-powered clocks, which appeared in the 15th century. All watches provide the time of day, giving at least the hour and minute, and usually the second. Most also provide the current date and often the day of the week as well. However, many watches also provide a great deal of information beyond the basics of time and date. Some watches include alarms. Other elaborate and more expensive watches, both pocket and wrist models, also incorporate striking mechanisms or repeater functions so that the wearer could learn the time by the sound emanating from the watch. Some watches show directions, temperature of the day. Some have recording devices and functions of a phone. This feature is available on most digital watches. For the past decade, watch brands have been going back and forth with watch sizes. Watch brands want to make watch sizes that people want to buy. Initially, men wore big watches, while women wore small sizes. But it's different now. What caused this change? Today, watches come in different colors, ranging from gold, silver, pink, yellow, etc. Wrist watches and antique pocket watches are often appreciated as jewelry or as collectible works of art, rather than just as timepieces. What would you look out for when purchasing a watch?
Very interesting video right there. But now I've got a very lovely lady with me in the studio, Rima Anaut. I hope I got that right. She's the general manager of Fifth Avenue. It's a store located inside the Movenpick Hotel.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, Rima.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I love it here, actually. I don't want to leave.
Oh, okay. You just joined the family.
Yeah, I'd love
to.
to.
Adopt you.
It'll be my pleasure.
So I noticed you're not wearing a watch today.
I deliberately didn't wear a watch today so that if we needed to try on a couple, hold them up and stuff, I would be able. I was wearing one, but I took it off.
Okay. I'm not wearing a watch either. I'm not very big
tell.
on watches. I don't know. I'm not the everyday watch wearer.
We have to change that.
Yeah. Is it a must do? Must everyone wear a watch? Must you wear a watch?
Do you know
every
what?
day?
A watch is one of the most important accessories now. If you look at the statistics alone, you see that watches sell, like most people I know own more than 3 to 4 watches. I myself have quite a few watches myself, which
I would imagine so.
Yes, I mean, not because I love watches, but I mean it's just such a chic accessory to have as an everyday, part of fashion.
Okay, so you advise everyone to wear a watch every day?
Look, you look efficient as well. When you wear a watch, people assume you're on time.
But
even if you're late.
I mean, is it really necessary in these modern days where I have my cell phone and I can just, look at the time?
Yes, but there's something more elegant about doing that, isn't
there?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, to what extent have watches advanced in terms of technology?
Oh my God, watches are so much bigger now. I mean, in the 18th century, when you look at the history of how they were trying to tell time, for sporting events, for the maritime industry, when they started doing airplanes and stuff, watches have become so much more. I mean, right now we have, for example, Breitling, which is one of the brands we have.
Right.
We have the Emergency 2, which has a micro thingy-me-jig. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to bore you, which means if anything happens to you anywhere in the world and you pull on a little tab on your watch, you can be located. So, for example, if you have a plane crash or if you're anything, I mean, if you get lost in the woods, you went camping, and it has saved so many lives. So these are actually now practical reasons.
What brand of watch did you say that
That's
was?
a Breitling Emergency 2.
Breitling, wow.
Yes.
I would imagine everyone would be rushing to get one of those now.
Yeah, it's pretty popular.
A life-saving watch, that's very interesting.
It is, yes.
What about the features in watches? Have they advanced?
They have, absolutely. I mean, obviously the Chronograph was the first watch. A Chronograph is a watch that has the minute, the three, I don't know if
analog, is that what they call analog?
Yes.
Okay.
The analog is a display.
Okay.
The Chronograph is the movement.
Okay.
It's when you see a watch and it has three little sub-dials, one for the minute, one for the second, one for the hour, that's a chronograph. That was what was first made. Now we have the quartz watches, which is how basically our mobile phone works. You know, the time is run by battery, essentially. We have more enhanced, like advanced quartz watches, like we have the super quartz by the Breitling again, which is like 10 times as accurate. Hublot, which is another brand we carry, has a battery that lasts up to 8 years without needing changing. I mean, it's
Do
incredible.
people change the watch batteries these days?
Well, if you buy a good watch brand, it comes with warranty. For example, Breitling's 5 years, Tag Heuer is 2 years, Hermes is 2 years.
Could you just pronounce that one again?
Tag Heuer.
Okay.
Yes,
I've heard all forms of different pronunciations.
Yes, you know, it's a confusing one because it's spelled air, which is hour in French, but it was actually by a German man, Heuer. So it's Tag Heuer. So when customers come in and they go, "Oh, do you have Tag Heuer?" I'm like, "I have Tag Heuer," because I had to learn it myself, and it's interesting because then they're like, "No, but it's Tag Heuer. It's spelled. It's French." And I'm like, "Yes," but when you look at the history. But I mean, watches are not just watches anymore. They're stories, you know, amazing stories. So
now about the sizes of watches. We've seen all sorts of different sizes.
Yes.
Before, traditionally, females wore very, little, dainty, elegant watches. But now you see some girls with man-sized watches, and it's unisex now, really.
Yes. I mean, again, it's preference, and fashion has evolved. I don't know if you noticed, since the 50s, fashion has changed. We're wearing pants as women. We're wearing boy suits. We're wearing blazers. I'm a huge fan of blazers. I'm wearing big watches when I feel like it. It's an empowerment. You know what I mean? It's fashion is life, it's history. It's so as we're evolving, again, as a woman, if you're wearing a pretty little dress, you might want to put a dainty watch on. Right. But if you're feeling you've had a good day and there's a good deal, something good has empowered you, you might put a big watch on. Exactly. And by the way, watches are acting a little bit as engagement rings now, pre-engagement rings. Exactly.
Really?
Well, if you see a woman wearing a man's watch, clearly you know she has a boyfriend.
Okay.
Isn't that
so it's not as
an
if
indicator?
People just walk into the stores and buy male watches?
No, I mean, a lot of people take their boyfriend's watches or their husband's watches and wear them as a statement. You know, I don't know if you've noticed at the football games sometimes the wags are actually wearing their partner's watches.
Okay.
It's a statement. It's a bold statement.
What are they saying?
They're saying, "That's my man.
Stay away from my man."
Away.
Yes. So what's the ideal size, really? I know you've just said that you can go either way or any way that you want, depending on how you're feeling.
Yes.
But is there an ideal size?
There's the practicality to look at. There's the reason why you're wearing a watch. Like, for example, again, Tag Heuer's, Breitling's, and Hermes have dual time. So if you travel a lot, you want to wear a watch that can tell you the time in different cities. Right. For example, if you travel a lot more than a lot, then you need like the Unitime, which tells you the time in 24 cities simultaneously.
Wow.
So if you're I mean, also for comfort, I would wear a watch that fits just in the middle of my wrist. because if it's too big, it'll become heavy, and if I'm tired, I'd want to take it off. So the weight also contributes. But I know some men, I don't know if you were here earlier when Benny tried on one of the watches, he was like, oh my God, this feels so good.
I hope he's returned it because he was feeling too comfortable with that watch.
Indeed, but I'm going to get him in the shop later.
Okay, so you're saying that it depends on...
It's all dependent on comfort, fashion, it's the individual's personal choice. But ideally, it will be good if your watch fits perfectly on your wrist, but there are no rules.
Right.
There really are no rules.
So you can go all out and go crazy.
It's just like fashion.
Tell us about the brands you carry in your shop. I see you brought some watches here today.
I brought a couple. I wasn't able to bring any of the really expensive ones because I don't have security.
Yes,
but
and Benny's around.
I know.
I saw him try on one earlier.
Gotta love Benny. But yeah, I'll get him in the shop and get him to try on some bling.
So you carry Tag Heuer.
We have Tag Heuer.
Hermes and Breitling.
We have Hermes. We have Hublot, Ulysse Nardin, and Breitling.
Say that other one again.
Ulysse Nardin.
Okay.
Yes.
And what else? Mont Blanc.
Mont Blanc. We have Mont Blanc watches as well.
Mont Blanc.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's a little important to know about the shop. What we do is we try, and it's a luxury shop, Fifth Avenue.
Obviously.
Yes, we try and pick like the most luxury products for the elite Ghanaian and whoever wants to treat themselves to the best. So we've hand selected the best cognacs, the best champagnes, the best handbags.
I'm learning
watches.
A lot today. Did you just say champagne?
I did say champagne.
So all this champagne we've been going around saying is
it's actually champagne, the region of Champagne. So it's champagne, but champagne is how the English say it. You know, tomato. You know how it goes.
Whichever it goes. Right. So, you did just say that you carry luxury brands.
Yes.
So we should expect that some of your watches will be a bit on the high side.
Well, actually, it's funny because our price range is from roughly 800 Ghana upwards, so there's something for everybody.
That's not chicken change.
It's not at all, but you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
You really do. If you invest in a decent car with a good engine, it lasts a lot longer.
Right.
If you invest in a good watch,
and a watch is an investment, isn't it?
It's an investment. A lot of watches gain value. Unlike a car, for example. Some cars, most cars, the minute you buy them, lose the value. But definitely. Some watches, I don't know if you've ever seen a grandfather pass a watch onto their son.
I've heard.
Yes, I mean, my mom passed on a watch. My father passed on a watch to my
brother,
who I'm sure will give to his son. You know, so you get what you pay for, and there's something really special about receiving a watch that has lasted that long. And all our watches, all our brands are amazing value. Okay. They're cocky enough to give the warranties and stand by it. And I mean, they're tested. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know how much time you have. I mean, the amount of tests these watches, for example, Tag Heuer, every single watch does a water resistant test at least 3 times. At least before it gets to me in the shop or anyone else.
So if I came into your shop with 800 Ghana cedis, what kind of watch would I get?
You may be edging towards a Tag Heuer because Tag Heuer is one of the best-selling watches in the world, and mostly because of the price range. They have quartz watches, so you get a good quartz watch, which is a battery-powered watch, but you get a beautiful watch. I mean, without diamonds or anything, but you get a lovely
a lady
watch.
Must have some diamonds.
I know.
I would love some diamonds.
I know. They are.
And how expensive is the most expensive in your store?
Oh my God! Now that is huge. I mean, we have watches for $250,000.
Whoa!
There are watches for $2 million.
Okay.
I mean, it's all relative to how much diamonds.
And people are buying these type of watches.
Why not? Why not? It's the same. People buy the cars. People buy the Birkin bags, which are $50,000. So why not a watch? It's a great investment.
What kind of people do you have coming in to buy? Do you have any particular, like, I know footballers love their watches.
Yes, they do.
They've got some of the most expensive around.
Yes.
So
a certain very handsome footballer is going to come in and pick up one of our watches soon. And we have a few others that have come in. I can't say names, but he's very good looking. So work the rest out.
And can you just give us a little hint after the show off camera since you say he's very good looking?
I will let you know.
But would be very interested.
But you can't tell him I told you.
No, we won't. It'll be our little secret.
I'll tell you later.
Do you have like corporate people? Like what kind?
It's actually quite funny. I think what you're trying to ask maybe is who buys a watch for who? Like, most people come in and buy a watch for themselves, but it's very popular for people to actually come in to buy a watch to say thank you for a deal, for a guy to say as gift. I mean, yesterday I had a gentleman who came in to buy a watch for his daughter who's getting married next week, and her fiance, which I thought was really lovely.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Really nice. And I have the fiance coming and buying for her future husband, but a lot of the times I have people coming in to buy. I have Navi timers, which are specifically for pilots. I mean, you can tell, you can do the exchange rates on them, you can tell the altitude.
Wow.
It's
Watches
crazy.
have evolved so much.
You have no idea, especially like a brand like Breitling.
Right.
They do all the chronographs in their cockpits of airplanes. So these guys really know what they're doing, and I'm talking about people that have been making watches since the 18th century. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are incredible.
Okay, anyway, hint to all the people out there that may be wanting to buy me a gift.
Yes.
We must just say that some people come in there to buy watches as
It will
gifts.
be my pleasure to show you what she likes.
And I will tell you what, so if they come there, you can,
Don't worry, I have a slight idea as to what you might like.
Okay, so does the size of the watch determine the wearer?
Again, not really. It's preference. I have a few watches, and one of them is quite small for what I'm feeling like on the day, and I have a really big watch, which is
when you want to make
bigger.
a statement, like you
when
said.
I want to make a statement, maybe I'm wearing a little black dress and I'm feeling like I need to accessorize and make.
So it has to complement, right? You don't go wearing that big man watch for that little black dress.
No, but I would go. You see, fashion is crazy. I would do that. I would wear a big watch with a little black dress because it will make my dress look even more little. You know what I mean?
That would be the statement.
That would be the statement. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So how long has this been going on, females wearing these big male? Because before...
It's actually quite new, because I was speaking to one of the presidents of Tag Heuer, and he was telling me that the 27 millimeters, which is a really popular size in watches, are not doing as well, is now the 32 and above. So women are, instead of borrowing the partner's watches, are now thinking, okay,
let me go out and get
get myself a big bezel, you know what I mean, and wear it and enjoy it. So it's like I said, I suspect it has something to do with the evolution of the fashion industry and the woman, becoming more powerful and us breaking away from all the rules and the regulations.